Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Anna Lindsay Show. I am your host here at the Anna Lindsay Show, where I'm bringing you amazing guests all the time. You guys know that. And today I have an amazing guest. It is Miss Marty Lovely. Hello, Marty.
Hey, good
It
morning.
is so great to have you here by way of satellite today.
Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm super stoked to be on the show today.
Thank you. And I am excited and stoked about what the audience is going to hear because you have, oh my goodness, you have been doing some amazing work for a while, and I
Mhm.
can't wait to share it.
Sure,
Okay, let's go.
let's go.
First of all, let's talk about this. You are a sibling, one of nine.
Yes, we had it actually. My mom adopted 10 of us,
Oh,
and so I'm one of the 10. And basically, she did it in sections. She did a set of five, and I was the baby of the first set of five. And then when I got into high school, and she said, "Wait a minute." I'm going to be an empty nester. Oh no, I need more kids. So she became a foster parent and took in a set of three and a set of two, and then once it's kind of like I tell them, once you come in, you don't leave. And so
uh-huh.
that's how it was with my mom. And she was like, "We're gonna take these kids." So we went and became foster parents because I was 18. And then these kids, they needed a home, and we kept that set of five.
That is amazing. I'm only imagining that has been that it influenced your that experience influenced all the work and your passion for what you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was the blueprint. I believe, you don't see it at the time when you are in the moment of the teenage years and the this and the
Mhm.
that. But now that I've gotten older and I'm looking from now the outside down, back down the past and down memory lane, it has set my mom set the blueprint of how I maneuver and how I move.
Yes, and that's an amazing example. Most people are like, "Oh gosh, can't wait till the kids leave." You said she was like, "Oh no, I don't want to be
Oh
an
no,
empty
she
nester."
and she was an educator for 32 years. And back then, she was a physical education teacher. So, what happened on the weekends, all of her kids would come to the house. So, it wasn't like, don't come or whatever. It was, they were over there and they were hanging out on the porch. She would
Hmm.
come out and talk to them. She was at the football game because she was the color guard coach. So, it was a whole community when I was growing up of
Yeah,
just people. So, it was always kids at the house, always.
yeah. So you have a lot to offer in like it, by way of just experience, but also through your career path and education.
Yes.
I want to
Mhm.
share some of the things that you've done or
Okay.
and are doing still because this is sounds like to me it's just the beginning all over again, right?
Absolutely.
It looks in the reading, it looked like you started at the age of 19,
Yep. Hmm.
19. You
19,
knew
20.
which path, you knew where you were going to go in life.
Absolutely.
Do you think that had your background had family background had um influence on that
Yes.
as well?
Absolutely. We had two in our family, and you were going down one path. You were going to be an educator or you were
Okay.
going to be a nurse. And so, my aunt was the nurse, my mom was the teacher. And so basically, I thought I was going down the path of the nurse. And then my first cousin, went down the path of education. So we kind of split and went the other way. And then I was like, oh no, this is not for me. I mean, I love nursing and helping, but I thought I was more impactful as life went on with schedules and times and all of that. And I was like, oh no, I need something more, that's going to be adequate for what I see daily. And so
Yeah.
I quickly changed over into the education field.
Yeah, and it fit. It fit. Okay, let's do it. You
All
know,
righty.
you are a social worker, or you've done social work. Let's talk
Yes.
about that. That was mainly towards the was it the recovery?
Yes. So my whole life has been education. Let me start there.
Okay.
And then basically I would say the social work side came into play around COVID time because there was such a high um, addiction rate going on during the COVID time. And there were a lot of agencies that were looking for therapists to
Okay.
come in and be able to talk to young folk, young kids, people that were relapsing because of the whole COVID thing
Mm-hmm.
and non-social skills and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. So a group of us went and we applied at this company that they were like, we are in need of therapists, and based on your background, you all have what we need. So we were doing a lot of teletherapy there. And then before COVID, I was doing it in person, not wholeheartedly like full time, but I dabbled into therapy with recovering users in West Palm Beach. So that was always something I had been doing, but like a part time, but it really ramped up during COVID time.
Yeah, and you have a psychology degree,
Yes.
so you're
Mm-hmm.
definitely, have the education behind it, along with, I mean, knowing how to relate to people.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, through the teaching, because
Mm-hmm.
you're a teacher as well. You started your own daycare,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and not only daycare, a private school.
Yes. Yes. So I started teaching and then became a principal. And I've principaled at all levels, elementary, middle, high school. And so learning as you were going through the different levels of education, kind of finding what your niche is and what it was. And I finally found that mine was high school and it was in the education realm. So the daycare started by just really I won't say a fluke, but when I was pregnant with my daughter, I didn't at the time back in 98, 99, so many crazy things were happening and I didn't want anybody to take care of my child. So I started an in-home daycare. And
Mhm.
while I was pregnant, so I said by the time she is born, I'll have money coming in, blah, 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 blah. And so basically the home daycare was full before I even gave birth. And
Mhm.
so it led to saying, okay, this could be a thing in Sarasota, where I'm from. And so that kind of was the start of my entrepreneurship and leading into education. And then after my children were born, I wanted something that was more stable for me to be able to help them. So my daughter went to daycare with me. It was we got a facility, all of that. And then as I got older, I was growing with my children. So
Yeah.
they were in elementary and all of that. And I went ahead and became a principal of an elementary and all of that. Because my end goal was to phase out uh, um, and go on to be a college professor. As they
Oh.
graduated from high school, I would be able to move on. But I wanted to stay in K-12 while they were in K-12 so we could have holidays, spring
Mhm.
break, summers together. But when they got done, I would move on to the collegiate level. So that was always my goal and my plan. So that's how, education kind of filtered in.
Yeah, yes, and the need. You've seen the need there.
Right.
Yeah, it
Absolutely.
was, and that's what's kept you in there and has re-energized, as you say, your
Yep.
love, because you see the
Absolutely.
need of the youth. A lot of the youth, going through different dynamics.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that one of the reasons why you are now getting back by starting a masterclass?
So the master class, yes, I will say everything I've done um, prior to where I am right now, I always say, get it off the muscle. I had to learn it for myself, get the
Mhm.
information for myself. There was no one handing me information or feeding me credible information. You got to go here, you got to go there, you got to pay this, you got to pay that. So looking around and saying, there might be others out there who have a passion, who have an entrepreneur spirit
Mhm.
that want to open up a school or open up a daycare and just don't know how.
Mhm.
And instead of going through the hoops, not be a gatekeeper of information, but be able to give that out so that it is informative for anyone who wants to know how to do it. And so formulating that and saying, you know what, with all the other stuff going on, this masterclass could work, and give that information out to people.
And that's coming up, correct?
Yes, December 6th. Yes.
December 6th. And does that masterclass come with a curriculum, or is a blueprint on entrepreneurship and how to start the business?
Yes, it is going to actually have a ebook, and it comes with an ebook. It kind of breaks everything down that they will be able to download. Then they will also have access to our school community. And then for those that do come in and be partaking on December 6th, I'm going to give them 30 days with me to be able to just ask questions or however they want in the 30 days. Their time starts ticking, once they come into the class. So they have some time to really get it from the muscle as far as getting it from me of where to go. Now, we know people in different states have different criteria, have different rules and regulations, but we'll go through that. But the logistics of opening it up doesn't change, the passion doesn't change. So yes, so they're going to get a play-by-play book that is going to be a book that will guide them through to the door, at least, to get them where they want to go.
Yeah, that's the start. I mean, from open to finish. And then, what was interesting, I found it was interesting. You are also going to offer information about scaling.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And, businesses grow, right? Is that what was that?
That's right. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing.
Vision, the thoughts behind the scaling, how to grow with your business?
Correct. Because you can't just get a school or daycare and say, okay, it's done. You have to learn. The laws are changing. People are changing. Hiring is changing. How you're doing all of those things are changing. So with that being said, as it is changing, you have to scale with that. You can't just stay in your same place. You got to grow with your business.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to the success of that.
Thank you.
And hearing the success of that. I want to talk about some of the works that you've done as an economic and business development manager, where you advanced in initiatives to boost the economy growth and civil involvement in the community there but this was in West Palm Beach, right?
Yeah, this is in West Palm Beach in South Bay, Florida. What I did was I took on a job that I had no idea what it was, and it was the economic and development manager for the city of South Bay. And so what that was, I didn't know, but I got with the city manager, and basically they allowed me to help seniors that housing or houses that were paid off were not dilapidated, but we were able to get grant funds to fix up their homes where they didn't have to qualify for funding. It was a grant from the county.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me. And so basically, they had never been able to do it. I was able to secure about $1.2 million in just helping any senior that was over the age of 65 get their houses back together, fix the doors, fix the windows. And in Belle Glade area, it's kind of a muck city. So basically, sometimes the muck, it shrinks down. And so what happens, the house will sink. And so you have to build that up every so many. But a lot of these ladies' husbands had died. These were 65, 75-year-old. Even my mother-in-law, she was in her 70s, and my father-in-law had passed, and her house was, and then they were non-insurable because they were not right. So with these grant funds, they were able to get the house fixed, remodel the kitchen, remodel the bathroom, bring it up to speed, get it insured for a year, and then not have to pay a dime or pay a dime back. And so that was my greatest achievement in the city of South Bay as the economic and development business manager there for that city. So I only stayed there for about a little less than a year because A friend of mine came and she said, "We need a principal and we need you now. And can you start August 1st in Fort Lauderdale?" And so it was a heart wrenching, but my passion was the
Mhm.
kids, even though I felt like I was achieving with the seniors, but I absolutely loved that job over there in the city of South Bay. But I left there and went to Principal High School.
Oh, look at you. I mean, look at that. It sounds like everything you, it's such a blessing just to hear you and
Mm-hmm.
hear your heart. And I
Yes,
can see
ma'am.
your work here. It had to feel so rewarding to be able to give back to people and
Yes,
be the
ma'am.
one that is the instrument, you
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
that
Mm-hmm.
is used to do that. How do you do it? What do you think? You have a family, you balance your family. We talked about that.
Yes, yes.
Along with it, what do you think it is about you that so much meaning comes out and the
I think
drive?
it's the drive, it's the passion, it's the love that I have. Because one thing my mom taught me, she's passed, but one thing she taught me, she says, once you find what you love to do,
Mhm,
and how you, and I said, well, how do you know you love to do it? She said, you'll pay for it. You'll pay to do it. And I will tell you, there has been many jobs as principal, charter school principal, all of this where I didn't get paid. I paid the staff, and I said, you know what? I need you all here. I can't run this school without the teachers, but I can come until funds are in the bank where I can get a pay. So
mhm,
I've showed up every day as if I was getting paid $1 million because it was what I love to do. And the people knew I cared for them, the kids knew I
mhm,
cared, the parents knew I cared, and it eventually paid out. So when I got that passion in my heart and say that's how I knew that, when I understood that that was passion and that was love,
mhm,
it drives you. It makes you go the extra mile. It makes you,
mhm,
take out your own home and do for kids or do for families or do for parents, that or have your family out here doing for other families,
mhm.
or whatnot. And that is because you love it so. And the rewarding side of this, like I tell my students every year, I don't want money. I don't want you to do anything for me. I say, but graduate. I say, that is your payback to me, is to walk across the stage. And when you do that, you've paid your debt in full.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yes. All of this,
Well,
um, the call, the vision, because you are a visionary, the vision, has led you to receiving the keys of the city of Sarasota
yes. When
from
I
the
first,
mayor.
from the mayor, and it was crazy because I never had done that before, didn't know anything about it. And that was when I was offered an opportunity to leave home daycare and open up a facility. And so basically, this historic home was being moved, and it was kind of open bids of who has the best idea
Mhm,
to use this building. And so I took a chance and I said, I want to open up a daycare for low income families that don't have to walk to daycare or whatever. And they were moving the building into a project area. And so I thought, it was many business opportunities that came through the channels of what they wanted to do with the place. But if you got a community of families there and no childcare, where are they going to take the kids while they're out looking for work? And so I won. And so basically, but the hype was I wanted. Okay, the owner said we're going to do it. The downside was I was moving a commercial property or want to do a commercial business in a residential area. So I needed zoning. That's when I learned about zoning and blah, blah, blah.
mhm.
And then that was my first introduction into commissioners. And I didn't know how that worked at the time, blah, 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 blah. And so I had 5 commissioners and I won my vote to make that a residential or be able to do commercial business in a residential by a 4-1 count.
Oh,
And
wow.
so the next day it was in the newspapers and blah, blah, blah. And then the next day, the mayor came to the site and gave me the keys to the city and a plaque and everything. And I was
Oh,
so elated because she said it's much needed. Nobody thought of doing this for families that were downtrodden and in need. And we want to give you the keys to the city as young. And I was 21.
we were 21 then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That is
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
Congratulations. And yeah,
Thank
kudos
you.
to you on all of it.
Thank you.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Uh, Especially just being the leader that you are. What type of leadership qualities will one have to have in order to make moves such as you have? And, our audience, you guys hear this, the work that you have done.
Anybody can go and get paperwork from any schools, but that doesn't qualify you to be an effective leader. What qualifies you to be an effective leader is a few things. I live by the KISS method.
Okay.
Keep it simple, stupid. And doing that, one thing you have to have as a leader is communication. The second thing is that you have to have is you got to have trust in the people you choose to help you run your business. Okay. And you cannot be a micromanager. You got to be a listener. You can't be someone that always want to have the last and final say and never the input. My biggest success has been being able to get the input of the team. And I don't say staff, we're a team. And I will say there's nothing my team I can ask my team to do that I haven't done. My team has seen me clean the toilets. My team has seen me walk the streets. My team has seen me be in the Martin Luther King parade. My team have seen me go to parents' house. My team has seen me cry with the parents. My team have seen me go to my students' funerals and give them a high school diploma at their casket. My team has seen me do all of the things that I've asked them to do, so they know I don't feel like I'm above them. I feel like I'm right there in the trenches with them. And so hearing what they say and letting them know you have a voice and that your voice matters is the most important thing a leader can do. Because if you're not willing to get down and dirty with them, they're not willing to do it for you. And if they know you care about your business and you care about them, then they will care about your business. And so that's as a leader, you have to be able to communicate effectively with your team, and then picking the team and letting them know, I trust you to do the job. And I'm not going to micromanage. I always have, no matter what school I've always been, my main thing is I have an open door policy. I have an open door policy with my parents. I have an open door policy with my staff, and I have an open door policy with the students. That means my office door is never closed. I don't want a secretary having to get 3 and 4 times to get to me. I want you to be able to walk in. I don't need, you need to talk to me. Whatever I'm doing, I need to stop because you came in because it's something important you have to say. So I need to hear what you have to say. And sometimes all a parent want, they could be the arguest, loudest parent. They just want you to listen. They don't want you to really do anything. They want you to listen. And when you listen to them and you understand where they're coming from, they leave a different. My staff has been so amazed of how a parent come into the building so irate, and I just step out of my open door and I say, come. And when they come in, I close that door and I say, now tell me, what's the issue? How can I help you? And they begin to tell me, I understand. Now, give me a day. Let me go in and dive deep, and I'm going to personally call you. Will you do that? Absolutely. Yeah. And when the follow-up happens, you have no more problems. I have had no issues with parents in 20 years because of that model. Because of that model, and because I had my team adapt that model.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even fights. Fights are zero tolerance, and we set down what the rules are, and that we let the kids understand this is your house, and you not going to come in and tear up your own house. Neither will we allow other people to come in our house and tear it up. So we first have to respect our house. And when you begin to sow those things into the students, they respect their house. They'll pick up a piece of paper they see on the floor. You don't got to ask. It's just how you set the house up.
I agree. 100. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, because that was meaningful. That was needed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do this again. That's what we're going to do.
Yes. Absolutely.
I do have another question before we wrap up, and I give you a
Sure.
chance to share any last words that you may have. And that's in regards to your work with those who are have habits, drug habits, uh,
Mm-hmm.
because you've done some great work in that area as well.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
What do you find that works? I know it's not a cookie cutter for everyone. You know, everyone's
Right.
story. It's not a cookie cutter at all.
Right.
What,
Right.
what have you found that works in your experience?
Being real with them. I think that just with students, no matter where they are in their life, being able to meet them where they are is very important. People will see you come and you look like this, but you have to tell them, I didn't come out like this. I had baggage. I have baggage. I came with issues too, but here's how I dealt with them. Because I always tell the people I've worked with in treatment, therapy, and my students, I'm one mistake away from prison, death, jail,
Mm-hmm.
or drug. I'm just one mistake. All I need to do is make one bad mistake. But every day when I get up, I choose to make a decision.
Right.
And so that's how I go into therapy. You have a choice every day when you open your eyes to make a decision. And it's up to you to make the right one or the wrong one is your choice. And so being able to be real, a lot of people want to sugarcoat stuff. I'm not into sugarcoat. We got to get down to the nitty gritty. We got to break the ice. We got to stop acting like we got it all together and we don't. Let me tell you my past and let me tell you how I got here. And then maybe you can open up and tell me what you're struggling with so I can help you get to where I am. And when we have that, then you start seeing breakthroughs because a lot of times the degrees are great. I have the criminal justice, I have the psychology, I have the master's, but that doesn't matter to somebody who's struggling today.
That's true. That's true.
They want to know, how can you connect to what I'm going through right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
How have you, when I tell people some of the tragic things I've been through, and then they say, and you still, because I made a decision today.
Mm-hmm.
I made a decision to get up and not stay in that bed. I made a decision not to get on pain pills. I made a decision to get up and be somebody. So when they start hearing that and those things, it begins to resonate with them that, oh, she is real. Oh, okay, this is reality. Oh, I can't. And even if I relapse, I can get back up. And so that's what changes people. And so, yeah, it's not cookie cutter, but it's the therapist going in there and being real with that person and saying, I believe you can do it. Now you got to believe you can do it. And I'm going to put my trust that you can, but then now you got to show me that you can do it. And we take one day at a time.
One day at a time.
Absolutely.
I feel like people, when they get an opportunity to talk with someone, especially in a closed environment like that, or they are ready for truth.
Right.
You think?
Yeah.
You think they're ready for
most
truth?
of the time. Most of the time they are. Most of the time, and that's the problem that they don't have. They get these people that come in that want to sell them this story of, oh, the sky is blue and the rainbows, blah, blah, blah. But they don't want to tell them how you got here.
Yeah, accountability, everything else. Maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, on the flip side of that, real quick, what doesn't work?
I think what doesn't work is going in and selling them a story that they can't achieve. I believe in short-term goals. Everybody want to have all these goals. Well, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Great. But give me something I can attain right now, something tangible right now. Give me a sticker for tomorrow of not calling a drug dealer. Just give me something tangible. And so if I can get 5 this week, you made it. We're going to celebrate. We're going out for a pizza. I had a student that I was doing the therapy for, and it wasn't a drug issue, but this young lady, she was very disrespectful. She was very rude, disrespectful, couldn't with her parents, her grandparents, whatever. And I told her, we're going to take this 1 week at a time.
Okay.
We're going to practice the yes ma'ams. We're going to practice the no ma'ams. That's it. If you can do 5 to your mom, when I have our next call next week, I'm going to send you whatever you want in the mail, whatever toy. And she did it. And I Amazoned her this Barbie doll that she wanted. And her mom came on and said, absolutely 150% never thought she would say yes, ma'am. And it was a behavior thing, but it was attainable. It was something she could do. She didn't have to um go over herself and think that it was too much to get done. And so I think if we make small attainable goals, it
Yeah.
works. It
Awesome.
works.
I
Mm-hmm.
love that. I
Yep.
love that. Yeah, somebody needs to hear that. So, I mean, whether they're young or older, I love hearing the
Yep.
strategies,
Absolutely.
and the things that do work and don't work, especially in that area.
Yes. Absolutely.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we wrap it up?
No, I think we've done great. This
Thank
has been
you. You felt
wonderful.
good.
Yes, I'm so excited. Again, thank you for allowing me to share.
You are welcome. And, I, again, super proud of you and respect all the way of the work and the things that you do. We just got into the surface of it because, I mean, you do so much more.
Yes, ma'am.
There's so many more stories and behind that and even your life. So again, thanks for coming on and sharing it. Just want
Thank
to
you.
reiterate, your husband, you guys have a church too, right?
No, no, no,
No?
no. We don't have a
Oh,
church. Nope.
okay.
Not yet. No, no.
Oh,
We are ordained ministers and everything, but not
okay.
a physical church. No, ma'am.
Maybe that's where it was. Maybe I put something in the air. I don't
Oh Lord.
know. I'm teasing. I'm teasing. But thanks again to you and your family, because I know you
Thank
guys do a
you.
lot together. You do a lot
Thank you so much.
together.
Yes, absolutely. We do.
All right, audience, you heard it from my dear friend now, Marty Lovely.
Yep.
Keep in mind, we have the master class. They can get that information on your social medias.
Yes, I am on Instagram, Marty Lovely,
Marty.
MartieLovely. They can email me at my name, martylovely@gmail.com, if they're interested in our masterclass on December the 6th at 10 a.m. via
And that,
Zoom.
that master class, somebody's out there that has the seed planted in their heart, just as you have,
Mm-hmm.
that has it in their heart to start a school.
Yes.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what you do. You
Yep.
show them how.
Absolutely.
They have it in their heart because there's a need in their area. They may be in a rural area.
Uh-huh.
They may be, there's situations to where they feel like they have the gift and the call to reach kids and people and families that others
Right.
can't reach. Those are
Absolutely.
reasons.
That's reasons. Yeah.
Why? Because people are like, well, why start a school?
Right.
Why
Right.
start a school? That's a lot of work.
It
But
is.
it is in someone's heart. It is someone's destiny.
Yeah.
And it is someone's call to do
Mm-hmm.
that. And
Mm-hmm.
you have the answers.
Absolutely. I
So
do.
you have the answers. You guys, she's my girl. She has the answers. Make sure you check her out. She's here on the Anna Lizzie Show. The information will be here as well anytime you need it. Well, great, Miss Dr. Lovely.
Thank you.
We'll chat again soon, okay?
All right. Will do. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.